You can hear the excitement behind me. Oregon State is looking to continue to be unbeaten at home this year. When you think of University of Oregon sports, you think of top-tier athletic facilities, the Hatfield-Dowling Complex for football and Matthew Knight Arena for basketball. Well, this behind me is where the women's beach volleyball team plays its home matches, and that's one of 4 reasons why the team is actually suing the University of Oregon for gender discrimination. Accomplish those things, and the Ducks think they can remove that stain from their record, and in the process sit here with the final Pac-12 championship in the league's current form. I've got a very special guest, bronze medalist at these games, Valerie Allman. Valerie, thank you so much for being here. Congrats on the bronze medal.
Thank you.
So obviously a stacked list of competitors in your event, the discus throw. How do you feel about your performance this week? You've been kind of asking questions, you know, what's the shot put like? What's the hammer throw like? So I decided to get some help, take this from the kids zone. This is the exact weight of a women's shot put. Justin Herbert in 2020, Panay Sewell in 2021, and Kayvon Thibodeau last year. Can Christian Gonzalez become the Ducks' 4th top 10 selection in the last 4 years? He certainly didn't hurt his case at the NFL Combine or today's Pro Day. Despite Sheldon's rich history, they haven't taken a state title since 2012. That's even before this guy, Justin Herbert, was the starting quarterback. The NIT can often serve as a springboard for younger guys. It's definitely been the case for center Nate Biddle, who's been filling in for the injured N'Faly Dante in this tournament. Welcome everybody to Reser Stadium, currently walking down the visitors tunnel right now. The last 7 teams to walk down this tunnel have all fallen short to the Oregon State Beavers.
And I tell the kids all the time, I don't coach salt-based cookies. If you're a salt-based cookie, you gotta get away from around me. And they got a bakery for that. Guess what it's called? The transfer portal.
Hello and welcome in to Laughlin's Bakery, where if you're a soft cookie like this one just kind of falling apart, you get sent here to the transfer portal. But if you're tough enough, you hear that, you just may see the field. We're going to close out on a bang here with a little track and field event. Aaron, we're going to see how many beans you can clear here in the long jump. I believe the world record is 30 beans. I don't know where I got that info from, but I think it's true because I said it. Time to address something on every Oregon and Oregon State fan's mind right now. It's going to be something that's vitally important to know, and that is, how do you pronounce this last name right here? I'm going to hit you with a hard-hitting question first, though. Now that the season's coming to a close, how long does the orange hair stay? In an offense full of explosive weapons, center Jackson Powers Johnson helps set the tone.
It's just football. It's a child's game, so I have fun doing that.
A child's game. That's how you refer to football. It's a brutal game.
It's a child's game with the king's ransom.
To get into that zone, JPJ has a special ritual before every game.
Every time I run out of the tunnel, I look out to my dad and, you know, point at him and pound my chest, kind of just like signifying that, like, you know, he's got my back.
He just gets there and he looks up and he knows that's where I'm at. And that's where I'll be.
James stepped in to be there for Jackson from a very young age.
When my husband and I got together, James and I got together, Jackson was 2.5 years old. And when we got married, he was 3. And his biological dad has always struggled with different things. And so James really came in and was the dad.
It wasn't always easy at first.
We would just butt heads on little things. Like I would just be like, you can't be a crazy man. You have to, like, you can't run through the grocery store and yell and scream. You know, he's just a big personality, and I think what it was is he needed to be seen.
James did see him, and the two formed a deep bond through sports.
We did road trips together. We went to games together. I won't go to, there's certain stadiums I won't go to unless he's with me.
And one day when he was a kid, Jackson made a decision.
He looked up at me and he said, "Okay, you're dad now." And I'm like, okay. And that was it. And from there on out, I was dad. But there was still one more step for the man born as Jackson Light.
When I was 18, I ended up changing my name to Powers Johnson. The Powers in it is my mom's maiden name, and the Johnson's my dad's name. And, you know, my dad being my stepdad, pretty much raising me my entire life since I was 3 years old.
Once JPJ arrived at Oregon as a freshman, Mario Cristobal let him out of practice early to legally change it in a Zoom court date. Now all that was left to do was surprise his dad with the news.
I ended up like FaceTiming my dad, and my mom's kind of in the background. She's about to know what's going to happen. And I go, Dad, I just got done with court. My dad's like, what'd you do? He's like, what'd you do? Like, come on, just you can tell me, but like we gotta know like what we gotta do.
Parents' worst nightmare.
Yeah.
And I'm like, seriously, you've been there a month and this?
I'm like, well, I changed my name. Do you want to know? And at that point, just tears streaming.
And then he goes, do you want to hear my full name? And I'm like, yeah. And I just assumed it was gonna be Jackson Powers Johnson. He goes, it's Jackson James Powers Johnson. And for me, for him to take my first name as his middle name was huge.
They're best friends, and so it was a big deal for both of them, and I've never seen two people happier in my life.
Most people are given their name. Jackson chose his to honor his mom and the man who chose to be his father.
It's still cool to see to this day.
Yeah.
That like that's my name. Like I represent my dad, like my dad's name now, and it's really cool, and it means everything to me.
Multiple times a week, you can find Peggy Konzak here, helping babies 6 months to 3 years old get accustomed to the water at the Roseburg YMCA.
It's just a joy in my life. I'm playing with them. I'm not working, I'm playing.
Her instruction has been especially helpful to Jennifer Reed, whose daughter Lila is deaf.
Peggy's really great because she integrates a lot of gestures and simple signs. And especially the one-on-one, getting one-on-one support with her, just the three of us learning how to swim has been, made all the difference.
It's a teaching style that formed 54 years ago.
I came here to the Y just to relax, swim, and friends said, how about taking my baby to the baby class? And I said, sure, I'll be glad to.
And at 102 years old, she has no plans of stopping.
I'm inspired to get up in the mornings, get ready, and I still drive my car and come to the Y and spend the morning.
Peggy's been doing this class for so long that she's even taught multiple generations of the same families.
Sometimes I say, oh, I think it's time to retire, and then somebody will say, no, Peggy, keep going, keep going. So here I am.
Add it all up, and you have one woman who's impacted an entire town.
Getting those kids safe around water, that's our number one priority, and Peggy has been, a main person in being able to do that in our community.
So Peggy will keep showing up. She'll make the babies laugh. She'll close each class by singing the Hokey Pokey. Then she'll say goodbye and come back and do it all over again.
What else could I do that is more rewarding?
From Roseburg, I'm Trevor Denton.